YouTubers and footers. It's been forever since I've done a live. I figured I should probably do one and catch everybody up. Welcome back to the channel. It's been forever since I've done anything, so I don't even know if anybody's still there. But we're back in Oregon, as you can see, as I'm soaking like a pish, little pishy. It was a extremely stressful time in Alaska, and I got it very sick from stress, and a lot of the stress mimicked a lot of my leukemia symptoms. Hey Gary, good to see you. And so I got really scared, and it was a pretty scary time for a family. So we went through a gnarly legal battle, and that took everything out of me. There was so much betrayal and shock. Hey! How's it going, Daniel Bell? Well, welcome to Oregon. It's actually, they have freeze. It's a winter weather storm warning out in Oregon. Everything is frozen. I'll try and make a video of, like, everything's frozen. There's like ice on everything. I don't want to move my camera because it's just very precariously sitting there. But yeah, so this summer was probably the most stress I've endured. Even, like, it would seem more stressful than being told I had leukemia, you know. Hey Cindy, welcome. So you know, I feel bad. I should have probably kept up with my vlogging during it, but I was afraid I was going to say something that would harm our lawsuit we were in the midst of. And so, hey Ed, welcome. So it was pretty frustrating. It seemed like I got slam, 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 like one right after the other. I lost a very, very dear, I call him my adopted brother. Tim passed away, and then shortly after that we lost Carrie, and then right after that we got into this legal battle, and it tore me up. I think the betrayal of someone that you love so much and have tried so much and helped, and then they utterly betray you, is just devastating. And so the shock of that and just the utter betrayal destroyed me. It literally broke my heart, and I'm gonna try not to cry, but it was really fucking difficult. I thought I had gotten through this, but I'll get through it. But anyhow, we tried so hard to help someone, and they had nothing. They were in the hey cans. It was in the midst of, no, this has nothing to do with, it was nothing to do with Bigfoot Odyssey. Nothing. I had to step back, and I feel bad for everybody involved with Bigfoot Odyssey, because of what we were dealing with the legal battle. I had to totally pull back, and it almost feels like I abandoned Daniela and Linda in their time of need, you know, and I'm still dealing with that, and I still need to make a call to Linda. Hey Papa Craig. Hey Cindy Finn. So yeah, I've got a lot to walk back, you know, and get through, but that ultimate betrayal hurts so deeply. This was a nephew of mine, and I taught him preschool. I helped him get his first snow machine. I helped him get a house. I made this kid's life, and he was in the midst of getting a divorce, losing his house. He couldn't keep a job. Like, he was getting ready to lose everything. And so we went out on a limb for him, and you know, he promised the world, and we knew, you know, we knew because we've been through this so many times, but we knew he couldn't deliver the full, but we still felt like we could believe in him and that he would take pride in his product and pull through. Well, once the money started coming in, he turned and he betrayed our trust. And he lied, he entrapped us, and he basically got away with extortion. So we're just in shock. You know, it was the lies, I think, hurt the most. You know, we were sitting there, we would talk to him, and we were trying to work something out with him. And we told him, look, you either need to make this work or we're going to have to let you go. We're not going to just keep floating you. That's not how this works. It's not how business works. And we walked out. 2 hours later, we were delivered a stand down from a lawyer. From expecting our agreed upon. And luckily we had a lawyer, we had a contract, but it didn't matter. It got to the point where either we would fight it out of principle and get nothing, absolute nothing, and spend thousands of dollars to get nothing, or make a deal and just do the best we could, you know. And I was sick, my health was tanking, like you can tell. I'm getting a lot better, but you can tell I'm not doing good. And so I've had my blood work, so my leukemia is good. Like my leukemia is fine. Like all my blood work is fine. So I am fine. This is all just stress. And that's how dangerous stress is. Like it could replicate some of the most horrifying symptoms. And leukemia is scary. So I was freaking terrified. I did not want to get my blood work done because I was scared to death. My numbers were off the scale. And the last time I talked to Daniela, I was practically sobbing, and like I was so scared, and I just couldn't believe someone I loved and nourished through their life could do something like that to us. It's devastating, absolutely devastating. So we will be fine, you know. The sad part is for him is sometimes you get what you ask for, and he's so caught up in his greed, he doesn't see the bigger picture. And so we're going to end up going through this whole routine again, and that's what's really disturbing about it all. So it's pretty sad, pretty heartbreaking, and devastating on all levels. Just the greed. I cannot believe the amount of greed. He was in debt to us for over $50,000. Like, we're not talking chump change. We're talking a substantial amount of money. We had dumped close to $500,000 down for this kid, for him to just totally betray us. It's okay. We'll recover. We'll get our return on our investment. We will get it back. Thank you, Gary. And the biggest thing is my health is, like, my numbers are fine, so I'm fine, even though my body is trying to make me think I'm sick, you know, and go through all this rigmarole. So be careful with that, people. You know, a lot of the people on my channel, like, that's what my whole channel is about, is surviving chronic pain and illness. And stress will make your body mimic horrible symptoms. So be careful about the amount of stress. You know, even though I was doing all my meditations and all the things that I know how to do, everything, nothing was working. And yeah, it just got to the point where we had to get out of Alaska. You know, so for my health, because the stress was just eating at me. So hopefully, you know, we'll definitely, not hopefully, we will definitely recover from this, and we will be fine. But it is an eye-opening experience to go through that. That amount of stress can destroy you. It will. It will. And usually I handle stress pretty well, I think, all things considered, but that one threw me over the edge. It's just sad to see how greed and narcissism gets to people. And like, when things happen, the vultures come out and they will just start a feeding frenzy, you know. And I don't want to bring up the other situation, but that was happening as well, and that was absolutely disgusting to watch on the sidelines. And I couldn't, you know, we're on a whole different topic, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Hey, Primal Cry. There were people who were genuinely hurting, and they didn't deserve to go through that. They didn't deserve the ugliness that was just launched onto them, and that is really disturbing, you know. And I think there's an individual in particular that has a lot of atonement to do, because that person treated someone's, I mean, I'm gonna get, I don't know, you know me, I have a hard time keeping my freaking mouth shut. That's why I didn't, that's why I've been off the air for so long, because oh my God, but what an asshole, seriously, what an asshole. Like, the woman isn't grieving enough and you're gonna attack a grieving widow. That is disturbing and disgusting on every level. Again, greed gets the most of everybody, and that's when you see people's true colors come out. And it's ugly. It's absolutely ugly. I have such low tolerance for just that kind of ugliness. The world is full of so much shit. Why do people need to add to it? Why do people need to hurt one another? Like, everyone is struggling. You know what I mean? So, Danny Staten, welcome, buddy. Merry Christmas to you too. So if there's anything we can learn from all this ugliness, all this pain, hurt, betrayal, you know, time is precious. And that was something that really hit us hard, is because the time that we were given from when I got out of all of my chemotherapy and was set free was spent on this project. And for them to have betrayed us felt like our gift of time was utterly wasted on someone that didn't care. Like, he dug my grave and yarded me into that thing and was dancing on it and did not care. So, those people exist, you know, and we're coming up on a new year. And I think it's a good time for everybody to reevaluate how we treat one another and ourselves, you know. And I think it's a good time for us to bring back some good qualities, you know. Give Nana some loves, Papa C. Wow, -4 in South Carolina. Yeah, we've got, well, you can't see it, but there's freezing. We had freezing rain and some snow here in Oregon. So no one's driving right now. It's pretty scary out there. We were driving, but we're from Alaska. You got it. Yeah. So I'm sorry I've been distant in a way, but I was going through some... Hey, Night Wolf. Merry Christmas to you, too. Winter solstice, the 21st, was my dad's 82nd birthday. Oh, my goodness. So we sent him a nice little package from Alaska, from Indian Valley Meats. If you guys still have gifts that you need to get out, or, you know, order some stuff from Indian Valley Meats up there in Alaska. They get that stuff out and they'll send it out FedEx, and got some really good goodies out there too. So that's my buddy Renee. Nene. So we sent Dad a big old package. He got moose meat, elk meat, all sorts of.
We gotta go on a bonsai mission to the parts store.
Okay. Say hi to Dude.
Oh, hey guys.
All right, have fun.
All right. Oh, I'm sure we will. We're taking my car on the skating rink.
Show off your awesome skills.
Oh yeah.
Drifting.
Right. Complete loss of traction. Never needed it anyways.
Okay, have fun.
Okie dokie. See you in a little bit.
All right, see you later. I missed you guys so much. Yeah, so sorry for just bailing on everybody, but there was so much I couldn't talk about, and I knew my fat mouth would. I'm talking to the tubers and fritters.
Oh, okay. Well,
You
cool.
guys-
Have fun.
Yeah.
Joe take the lid off for you. Did Joe take the lid off?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Running out. We'll be back.
Okay, have fun. That was Captain Jake. Hi, Coin. So the guys are gonna go out rallying in this shit. Let the good times roll. So yeah, so now I'm on a mission to just again raise more awareness about how stress is so devastating to people who are sick, and you know it's hit or miss, you know, and we've got to stick together because we're all in this together. And there's so many beautiful, loving people out there, and I think with all this ugliness out there, if there's anybody that doesn't believe, and I'm gonna have to give some serious credit to Andrew Tate on this one, because he said this and it was really, really well said, and so I'm probably going to destroy it, but here we go. So if you don't believe that there's a God, when you look around and see all the evil, like you can't deny the evilness that's in people that it just rolls around, right? So if there's that, then there's the other side of it, right? So, you know, and that witnessing that kind of evil was just really shocking, really shocking, you know. And there's so many sociopaths out there, and you don't get to see them until something devastating happens, and then their true colors appear, you know what I mean? And so it's up to all of us light bearers, truth speakers, truth seekers, whatever you want to call yourself, that we bring more light and love into this ugliness, because like we could have devastated my nephew's life. We could have pushed forward and just destroyed him. But welcome Daniel Bell, what would that prove? What does that do? Ugliness on top of ugliness does no good, right? So we gave him exactly what he thinks he wanted. Sometimes you get exactly what you wish for. So, you know, at this point, if he fails, it's all on him. So, you know, there's a lot to be said about that. So the best way to take ugliness, hi Robert Moore, welcome. Hi Jean, good to see you. Is to take that ugliness and transmute it into something better. Give it over to a higher power that knows how to do it well. You know what I mean? And I think that's the best thing we can learn from this ugliness that we've endured. And I should explain more of what went down, because it is a lesson for everybody. Like, we learned a valuable lesson. And even though we had lawyers and contracts and all that kind of stuff, thank you, Jean, we still ended up, like, in America, you can bring a frivolous lawsuit upon anybody. You can lie and bring any kind of lawsuit. So, you know, getting tied up in court and having to hire lawyers is expensive, and that is a tactic used for extortion. It is a number one tactic, and that's a form of robbery, is where, you know, the threat of looming legal fees cause you to make a decision, and that's pretty much what we ended up having to do. And so, you know, again, it's a valuable lesson. It's terrible that someone we loved and trusted would have done that. Let me tell you what I'm smoking. Let's see, what are we smoking here? I've got Obama Kush. Oh, and we changed my some of my medications. I don't take a lot of medications, but there was one medication for muscle relaxer that, oh my gosh, whoa, made me so crazy. So I ended up switching that out, which is definitely a good, very beneficial. So keep an eye on, oh, Papa, your grandson. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Don't light candles for Papa's grandson. Gets better. So yeah, and we left Alaska just as the snowpocalypse began. Oh my gosh, they got what, 14 inches in one go, and then another what, 6 inches on top of that, and they've just been continually getting inundated. I'll try and post pictures of the cabin. It's like just about that far from the roof of the cabin. So we just barely got out of there. Tunneled our way out of there just in time. So yeah, haven't done much. We've moved back into our house because we emptied the house out here in Oregon completely, and we rented it out while we were gone, which was a good, that worked out really, that worked out for us, so we'll definitely do that again. Probably have Katie manage it next time, because the person that managed it sucked terribly. I've caught back up with Katie. Her and I have gone to a couple movies already, and that's ice falling. We're gonna hang out some more. They're probably gonna come out there tonight. We were over last night. We're hanging out a little bit, so yeah, things are going good. Things are going well. Hopefully I'll get back out there and do some footy man stuff. You know, on that whole venture, I did do so much up there without any cameras, and I even went without any weapons. I went without a both camera, no weapons. Do not do that in Alaska. I'm just saying. It wasn't something I would suggest, but I was as safe as I could be in those circumstances. And it seemed like I had more interactions and more weird phenomenon when the cameras were rolling versus when they were off, and when I had a weapon versus without. So there were a couple weird incidents, but those ended up being a lynx. You know, like we came out one night and we were gonna go for a little walk, and I could hear something just crashing through the trees and stuff, and it's like, oh, we don't have a light, we don't have a weapon, we don't have nothing. Boy, this is really stupid. And come to find out, it was that was a little fox that was making its way through the yard. So it went down our driveway and ran across the way there. So that was pretty cool. Lots of moose, lots of that stuff. Someone removed part of my brains. I was testing it, Papa. I was testing it because everybody says, oh, you're not going to have any interaction if you go out there with your camera and a gun. La, la, la. So I did. I went out without either. And I'm telling you, I had more interactions when I had my camera and my weapon. So, or whatever you want to call it. More phenomena, more weirdness. Because nothing. Like, there was nothing. The guys did their hikes way out there into the refuge. Didn't hear anything. There was actually hardly any tree knocks at all. at all. So I find that interesting. I think that's really interesting. So I did test that out. And the teepee area, you know, that area that I was showing you where there was all these structures and where the apple and all that was left. And, you know, like when I was filming in the beginning of the year, I had way more things going on. But the moment I stopped, so, kind of weird. So I don't know. You know, take that information and do with it what you will, but it is a complete opposite. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of odd. Did lots of gifting things, did basically everything I did all these summers before, and nothing. So pretty intriguing. But there were a lot of structures, like tree structures and things like that, that seemed to be more prominent this summer, in the beginning of the summer when I was filming still. So I found that really intriguing. And lots of the big X's, you know. Yeah, Papa, like I don't, like I said, I'm not going to do that experiment again. Just because it was stupid. but it was worth doing, I think, because it, you know, you got to kind of play with the variables, I guess. And I'm not a researcher, you know, because I'm not taking notes, I'm not doing studies, I'm not testing theories, you know, I'm just investigating, I guess, more. So, but there's definitely some kind of interesting. Hey, Jen! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Yeah, so we just had Dad's 82nd birthday. So hopefully we'll get to go see him. So funny, we were talking about surprising each other. It's like, well, maybe we should organize our surprises with our spouses, because that would have been funny. My dad and I would be passing each other on the way to surprise each other. Good times. Thank you, Jean. Thanks, Gary Spikes. Yeah, I hope everybody can find that Christmas magic. Oh my gosh, you guys. Ah! So the other night they were playing It's a Wonderful Life in the theater, and my Lovey Pie and Shuggy Bear have not seen that movie. So we went and watched it, and oh my gosh. I was crying like a baby at the end. Oh, love that movie. Such a good, feel-good movie, you know? And I was kind of going through that weird depression, you know, while all that stuff was happening with us, because you really wonder, like, do you matter in this world? Does your life mean anything to people? Like, is it all just for naught, you know? But you do. You really do. If you ever doubt that your life has meaning, go watch that movie and remember, everybody has a purpose. Well, Papa, I just trimmed all my hair and beard. What? Wow. So I think, like, for this year, oh, thank you, Jean. You're so sweet. I love you. I think for this year, it is really, you know, like last year I set the intention that, you know, just every day put something good out there. You know, try and put, yes. Oh. That was the part that got me. The Zulu petals. Oh, Zulu. Such a sweet movie. Such a great movie. And the other movie I watched with Katie and her boyfriend was Whale. Oh, wow. No wonder why Brendan Fraser got a standing ovation for that. Oh, congratulations, Papa. Are you doing the new, it's the new Atkins diet. What do they call it? Keto or something? It's the same as the Atkins diet, pretty much. Is that what you're doing? Good for you, Papa. Good for you. That's great. I'm going to try this year. What temperature is it here, Ed? I don't know. Actually, I actually don't know. I apologize. I'm in Eugene, Oregon, if someone wants to look. Keto. Okay, yeah, that's the new Atkins diet. It's the Atkins diet modified, I believe. But yeah. It's a good diet. Awesome. Oh, are you doing it too, Jen? Yeah, I think they call it the carnivore diet. Like, they've got all sorts of names. They always, these diets come and go, and it's -1 there, Gene. Woo! Alaska temperatures, huh? So I had this great idea, you guys. Way to go, Nana! 30 pounds. That's awesome. I need to lose some weight. You guys, I am so ridiculous. So while I was, getting scared and, oh, good for you, Ed. Yeah, I love that diet. Atkins diet is a good diet. It's not for everybody, but it is for most. Oh my gosh. I have been eating like crazy because, like, one of the things, like, you start losing weight because I lost 10 pounds like that. And that was why, like, the symptoms of leukemia were just everywhere. I was throwing it, like, all of the symptoms were there. And so I was sitting there just shoveling food in my face. It's keeping it off, that's the challenge. Yeah, the older you get, the harder our metabolism slows down. Yeah, so I was thinking of doing like a low impact type of, like, my routine, and kind of showing everybody like it's a very basic routine. It's nothing like my Iron Dog training or boxing routines or none of that. Right? It's very low impact, but it is, it's very beneficial. So I don't know. I've thought about starting this new year off with, putting more positivity out there, because, man, depression was devastatingly difficult to go through, and I have such an amazing family and support unit that it was good for you, Papa. Reversing diabetes is a good thing to do. That's awesome. You're gonna do it. And I think all the stress and everything was so difficult, and having that support unit is very beneficial, and that's what our community is for one another too. It's a support system for a lot of people. And so I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. You're quitting smoking cigarettes. Oh, look at you go. And as I'm smoking the Wackamus Weedamus, I don't know. I think this has been, because using cannabis has allowed me to remove so many stupid medications, and I would rather do something that's natural and have all those toxins in my body, and that's why this hot tub, sweating it out, that's really good. If you've got any kind of illness, do some sauna, some kind of heat, therapy, because it does help. It really does help. And so I think, like, this year is going to be another year of love. I think all of us out here that, everybody that comes to this channel is so filled with inspiration and love, and every single one of you have such an incredible story to tell. And I think that that's something that's so powerful. And I think if we unite on a true front to bring more love and positivity in the world, and help one another out, and just hold space for people, I think we're going to just try and make a shift. It was really difficult, like what we went through with my nephew. It would have been really easy for us to crush him and take everything away. But what would that have done? Like, what would that have solved? Yeah, on principle, we would have proved our point. but the ugliness there, Nana, I'm not a boss. Oh, about building bridges across the community. Oh, that would be wonderful. Yes, Marty. Yeah, I would love to participate in that because I think that is something really important, and this something I realized in the community is that the Bigfoot community, the tuber community does stick together, and there's something beautiful about that. I don't care what people say that, oh, it's not real, that these relationships aren't real. There is something real and tangible about these relationships. And so I think it's really important for us to be there for others who are struggling. And I am really sorry that I didn't vlog while I was going through it, because it probably would have been important for people to see me break, because I broke. My heart was absolutely broken. I lost soul pieces during it because it was so absolutely devastating. And I think it's important that we see that we're all human. We all have heartache and we all have struggle. But the fact that we're here for one another and that we love one another, that's more powerful than anything else. That is far more powerful than any of the darkness. You know what I mean? Even the brightest light can cast shadows. So, it's really important to be together. And yes, Coin, calling people on their bullshit. Yes, absolutely. And so, because, I think, like I've said this when I sing, God gave me this voice, He's going to hear it. You know what I mean? And so, I like to start my day out with a simple prayer, where I ask that the words that come from my mouth are words that need to be said. And they may not be easy words to hear. They may not be words you want to say to someone, but in that regard, sometimes it needs to be said, is how I look at it. And so I really try and keep my ego in check, because I think it's really easy for people to let their ego make a lot of their decisions, and then the emotions get involved. You know what I mean? And emotions can make you do stupid things, and they can make you say really meaningful, hurtful things. But if you're talking from another place, if your heart is truly open and you're coming from your intentions and your motives are truly from a good space, people will see that and they will understand. And the words that you say aren't hurtful because they know that it's coming from a space of love. And you always hold space for the people you love. Exactly, Primal Cry. There are so many good people in this community with their hearts fully in. And so I think, yeah, Papa, ego can be so relentless, and when it rears its ugly head, it's hard to look in the mirror and look at yourself and going, hey, Eddie Pitch. Even though I say hi, I like to say hi a couple times, so it's okay. But that's the hardest part, is to look in that mirror and go, you're being an asshole, you're being an idiot, or you're whatever you're making up drama for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to have those conversations with yourself. Yes, Ed. Yes, we lost a genuine soul, and that there will be no other like him in the community. When I made that one post, like, he was truly one of a kind, and some may claim that they're gonna, but there's no one like him, because his phone was always open, his lines were always open, he always heard you, he listened, and he didn't have ulterior motives, he wasn't in it for the money, those are the things that genuine people you can see, and it was a true loss. And Our community may never be the same, but at least we knew him. That we have. We have that gift. At least we got to know him and meet such a beautiful human being. And I think that's precious. And I think that it's important that this community sticks together. And there's so many people that are alone out there. And they need to know you're not alone. You're not alone. We're in this together. Right, Daniel? Your ego tells me I'm alone, but my heart feels everything. Well, big hugs to you, Daniel. Big hugs to everybody. I love you guys so much, and I really am sorry that I've been so distant. But I was a wreck. I was an absolute wreck, mentally and physically. And I didn't want anybody to see that, because it is just, it was ugly. Like, you can see, like, I am getting better, but you can still see, like, that dang, I look like hell. But it's amazing what you can survive. And I think as fragile as our bodies are, they are extremely resilient. And that, you know, when I got my numbers back and they were all good, like nothing is elevated, and I was like, oh my God, I was so nervous, you guys. Oh my God. Ooh. I just felt like, I'm unstoppable. It just felt like, well, if that didn't kill me, well, damn it, nothing will. Bring it on, world, bring it on. I'm kidding. I don't want to say that. But that's kind of how I went through that. Like, what? Oh, it's on, boys and girls, it's on. So, I don't know. It made me feel really good that going through all of that, I'm still kicking. And so, that gave me a lot of hope. And I hope it gives everybody else a lot of hope. And, you know, it's impressive. You know, mind over matter does exist, but, you know, there's a lot of people that, you know, the suffering and stuff, it doesn't always work. It really doesn't always work. But life is awesome. And I think the more we share it with one another, and the more we're honest, and we share those heart moments, and we all learn lessons, you know, we all get to see one another for who we really are, you know, and I think it's important because so many bridges have been burnt and just absolutely destroyed, and it's so easy to fight fire with fire, you know what I mean? When I would like to see this next year, with all the ugliness that is given, give back love. You know, like that saying, turn the other cheek. You know, the one thing that I love about what Jesus said, and that really hits me the most, is all of these things I've done, you will do, and more. The and more part is what I would like to see in the world. I would like to see the and more spread throughout the world. And I think it begins with little pieces of love. When someone gives you shit, throw them back a kiss. You know what I mean? Like I said, it would have been really easy, and we had all the rights to evict and destroy someone's life. And they lied. They brought all of that on with lies and deception and all of that. And we could have hit back and taken them out. But what good would that have done? Now he's learned an even more powerful lesson. I'm telling you, there's nothing more powerful than forgiveness. Or being able to turn the other cheek and not respond how they think you're going to respond or expect you to respond. There's so many people that push buttons just to get a reaction. You know what I mean? And so I think for all of us that are that want to see the good in the world. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. So again, I would like to bring 2023, this new Christmas miracle, or whatever you want to call it, like bring that Christmas loving spirit back into the world. You know what I mean? Because yes, exactly. We live in a disposable world due to programming. It's easier to walk away than to work on any kind of relationship. Absolutely, Primal Cry. 100%. And what stronger relationship do you build when you look at someone and say, I see you for who you are, I see you for what you tried to do to me. But that's okay. We're going to move forward on different grounds, and we are going to shift. All that ugliness has to shift. Because it has nowhere else to go. Where's it going to go? It's got nowhere to go. You transmute that ugliness into something positive and beautiful and powerful. And that's what the world needs more of. We got enough shit in the world. We got enough ugliness. Like, life itself is hard enough as it is. And so I think the more that, like Jean, you pray for everybody. You're such a beautiful soul, and you've been through so much yourself. See, it's easy for you to just cut off the world and say, this world sucks, and I don't want to be a part of it. Hey, Jay Fritz. But look at you. You are just incredible and beautiful, and everybody adores you. And you bring so much love into the world. It could be so easy to be bitter, but it's a choice. Jean makes a choice. And that's powerful. That is extremely powerful. And you can see the light in people like that. You can see the light in all of you in the chat right now. Every single one of you have a beam of light that just glows. And everybody sees it. Everybody's attracted to it like moths to a flame. And I think, the more we spread that, and the more we hold on to that, the better even just our community will be. You know what I mean? And even if it's just that little circle. Exactly, Jake. I think my tubers is cutting out. So if I disconnect, know that I love you and I really appreciate having all of you around. And I will definitely try to be more diligent. We're dying here, tubers and footers. So I'm just gonna let y'all's go. Again, I appreciate you all. Thank you for being here. And hopefully soon we'll be able to get together again. And Marty, yes, reach out to me. We'll try and get something together and make some bridge building happen. But I think it's important. The community needs it more than ever. So thank you, tubers and footers. I love you all dearly. Thanks for being here. And I hope to see you soon and have an awesome, beautiful Christmas. I don't see you before then. All right. Love y'all. Merry Christmas. See you soon. Later.